So Ghanaians, they give South Africans their businesses and everything will concern South Africa from now till Thursday, which is 11th, to pack their things for more for their country. Say they don't want them for their country again. Do they pursue their brother and their sisters, come back home, may they also come out. And this is one of the first when they lead the demonstration. Anything demonstration, and this guy they lead. So now they lead. Raf, why on the pursue South Africa small from our country? Why? What would be the reason?
We are not pursuing South Africans. They say we should be diplomatic. So we are all being diplomatic. You know, I feel bad, you know, calling my other African countries to live within Africa. Okay, I mean, leave our country, you know. We don't have a country, we only have one Africa. I always say that there is no African immigrants anywhere in Africa. I can be immigrant in America, I can be immigrant in Europe, I can be immigrant in Asia, but I can never be an immigrant in Africa. Wherever I go as an African, I should be seen and recognized as an African. And Africa can be built by Africans for Africans. So if one African country has been able to see itself up there and sees others down here, and that the people that live within feel like they made it alone, then we need to practically let them know that they never made it alone. And this is one of the steps that we are pushing for.
So you they ask every South African businesses, their wine company, MTN, DSTV, they say they go back to South Africa.
How do countries generate revenue? Countries generate revenue from exports and mineral resources that they have in their country, and as well as taxes, right? Taxes does not really build countries. Taxes are used for domestic stuff in the country. Most infrastructure development is made out of mineral resources that the country has and export and import that they bring into the country. Now, I don't want to even call them South Africans. I call them the South now because they don't act like Africans, right? Now, when you look at the people living in the South, that live in the other side, go back, those people. Because I know there are sensible South Africans, right? Not South Africa as in the country, because they are the only country which does not have a name. South Africa is a region within Africa.
So that means
just
South
like
Africa
we
don't
have
have a name.
East Africa,
Okay.
West Africa. We have South Africa, okay? And the Southern African, the Zimbabweans and the other people, they all, Botswana, they all fall within the South Africa. So I'm not talking about South Africa as in South Africa. So South Africa as a sub-region within Africa, they all trade among ourselves, yeah? So if the people living in the South, they go back people, manufacture anything in their country, it will take other countries to consume those things to be able to generate revenue for their manufacturing companies, right? Now, all these things they are producing, some of them goes to Kenya, some of them go to Botswana, Zimbabwe, Ghana. When you walk to Ghanaian shops, majority of the wines you will find, a lot of them are from South Africa. Sorry, the South, yeah, the go back people. And all these monies that they ship into the product they ship into our country, we buy from them, and the monies go back to where? Their manufacturing companies to make money, where the government also tax them to be able to use in building infrastructures, as well as the allowances they pay families every month. You know, in South Africa, they pay families every month. Where are they making the money from?
From
It is
other African countries.
It is out of their mineral resources and the amount of monies they also import and export into their country, right? Which comes from other African people. Because majority of South African wines are not being sold in America. Yeah? When you can't send South African wines to Italy. They might drink the better brew, wines from Italy, right? So they bring it to some of us within Africa. Now, if we are buying from your manufacturing companies, and you don't respect us, and you are telling us to go fix our countries, then we are going to start taking our pito. We are going to start taking our insefu, our palm wine. so that at least the monies we use in buying from your people, that you people are able to generate a lot of revenue that makes you think you are independent on your own. You will start realizing where these monies were coming from.
They are begging, now South Africans are begging Ghanaians to renew. Say, may they renew their license, their gold license, because they demand for Ghana. Say, may Ghanaians renew their license. And when I say when I no go agree, say, may they renew their license, they should pack their things and go back. But if they go back, so now go take the company, they give Ghanaians.
You know, that is the biggest part of it. You know, right now I was talking about manufacturing. The biggest part, you know, one of the biggest franchise mining company in the world, yeah, is Goldfields. Goldfields is a South African owned company. Right? Goldfields globally makes about 25% of their global mining proceeds from Ghana. Takwa precisely. When you go to Takwa, Takwa does not have a single hospital that can be compared to any hospital, standard hospitals in Johannesburg, Pretoria, or their capital city. Right? Now, tell me, does it make sense of any country to always sit down for their mineral resources to be taken away from them? South Africans are complaining. What are their demands? That other African countries are taking their jobs, right?
Yeah, taking their jobs.
I'm coming. Now, even the jobs, the Ghanaians that came here, if you ask them, what were you doing in South Africa? Barber, saloon, hairdressing, tailoring, right? These are the jobs these people are claiming that we are taking from them. Imagine if we were taking their gold. There would have been war by now. And their people are taking gold from us. And you think we should sit down? I think it doesn't make sense of any rational visionary leader to have this diplomatic conversation now. We are not going to beat South Africans like the baboons are doing. We are not going to rise and jump on them. But the fact is, there is a problem in Ghana. Yeah, that I won't beat you. But when somebody is beating you, I won't stop the person.
So you won't beat. You people are going out on the 11th, which is on Thursday, to do your demonstration. But you will not beat them. No. If somebody is beating them, you will not stop the person.
You don't. In human settings, we all have our human temperament.
Yeah.
There are people who you slap them, they will just look at you and say, bro. You know, there are people when you slap them, they will keep quiet, go out, go and find a stone in their pocket, come and hit you with it, right? And there are people that will be like, hey, my friend, hey, what? And they will go, they won't hit you. And there are people also, when you hit them, now, that moment, now,
you collect.
That is how it is. You understand? So for we that are going to exhibit our thing, our frustration is on our government. Majority of this, our Ghanaians who traveled out there, they traveled because they didn't have no life in Ghana. They think that Ghana has nothing. But we want to let them know South Africa is what it is because they've been able to manage their mineral resources, right? And we are telling our president, John Dramani Mahama, who we know to be
His Excellency
President. Mr. President, we know you are a listening president. You have exhibited that level of tolerance and a human of a president. Mr. President, this time round, we want you to know you never elected yourself to be the president. You were voted to office by the people of Ghana. And Ghanaian youth, who are the majority in this country, are saying that we need to take control of our own mineral resources. Sir, respectfully, it is not by your decision to make any diplomatic conversation with South Africans. We have tried our best for years. Africa has recognized South Africa, the Go-Back people, to be part of Africa. And after 32 years, their descendants are telling us to go and fix ourselves. If we don't do this, one day, our next generation will be disappointed that why were you focusing so much on others without focusing on us? It is time for Africans who know who they are and where they are coming from to identify who we are, to hold our hands and say we are Africans. Those that don't want to join Africa can be somewhere. We are going to hold our hands, put our hands on the deck and find solutions to African problems. We need to solve this. We need to find solutions. And first, charity begins at home. Mr. President, let's fix our problem. All we are saying is we need to take full control of our mining sector. And now we are fortunate to have one of the biggest miners, who is a Ghanaian. Engineers and Planners, which you can Google, is one of the biggest indigenous Ghanaian mining owners in Ghana. Heath Goldfields and other mining companies are there. We are saying that it is not only Goldfields, Newmont Mining, any mining consignment that has been given to any person in our country, we want to take full control and charge of it. If the government of Ghana can't do it fully, 100%, at least they can partner 50-50 with the private sector, which is going to be a fully indigenous Ghanaian mining sector. There we can start building ourselves so that when we travel outside, we'll be respected regardless and not be disrespected, and people looking us in the face and tell us to go back to our country. So as for those baboons championing that nonsense in go back country, thank you so much for awakening our conscience. But we are going to make you people feel where those monies are coming from. We are going to seal it. That's what we are saying.
So, Tinubu, you don't hear him. They say Ghana president is a listening president. Tinubu will not say you be deaf and dumb, no, they listen. But I beg, for the first time, act as a human being too. As Ghanaians, they close. You two close everywhere. Because the last time when South Africa do this rubbish, when we boycott MTN, they beg now.
Yeah, because they
we
know how
shut
much
down
money they are
MTN.
getting.
We
They
shut
know
down
how much money they are getting
MTN.
from
Now
you.
we're not doing the campaign, use Glow. So we're using Ole Glow because Glow is owned by a Nigerian man.
Right.
So MTN had to literally beg because they lost about how many $1 billion from we. Because Nigerians, we have the numbers. But South Africa say go back. Now Nigerians are saying South Africa too go back. Ghanaians are saying go back. So Raf, you say una no go beat any person.
No.
Who they beat, una no go talk.
We are more civilized, you know. But the fact is that I won't beat you. But if somebody want to touch you, I won't tell the person to stop. Because they know why they are doing what they are doing. I don't control that, right? But not at this protest. This protest, the focus is to awakening the minds of our leader that there shouldn't be any diplomatic conversation about our mineral resources. We need Ghana to be fixed, and we'll fix our country with our mineral resources and whatever comes out of it. So we need it. We need it. Yeah, they can continue doing whatever they are doing. But what I'm saying is, there's 7,000 South Africans living in Ghana, and you've been in Kumentri. I mean, if we too want to, I mean, some people want to. But one request I will ask of the Foreign Affairs, that now, these South Africans are saying that we should go back. And government of Ghana has spent millions of cedis to evacuate our people from South Africa. I don't think we have to continue this conversations. We don't need South African embassy in Ghana. We want them to leave so that when that conversation is done and they recognize us again as brothers, then they can come back, right? We don't need them, because if we are going to get visas from their embassies to go to their countries and be victimized as foreigners to go back to our country, my friend, we don't need that. We don't need that, okay? We don't need that. Respectfully, Mr. Foreign Affairs Minister, Mr. President, the right things must be done. If somebody does not need you in their house, you don't prepare food and take it to them that I brought food, let's eat. Because even when they are done eating the food, they will still send you back to your house because you don't belong there. Respectfully, let's respect ourselves. Let's have our values and our standard, and we'll be respected for who we are, sir.
So thank you very much, guys. So we'll see you on the next one. Rap have a belief that the government should have not brought the people back to Ghana, should have left them to come on their own. But on the next episode, we'll talk about this. Please like, share, and let us know your thoughts. Blessings.
Meanwhile, Africa's second richest individual, Abdulsamad Rabiu, the chairman of Boa Group, speaking at the Africa CEO Forum in Kigali, recounted how he was denied entry into South Africa last year while trying to enter the country with a visa that had expired by a single day. The billionaire stated that he was ultimately sent back to Lagos, but that when he was being turned away, 3 flights from Europe landed and every passenger got through visa-free. Let's take a look.
About free trade movement of people in Africa. And again, I had a personal experience. Last year, February 2025, I was traveling to Cape Town for the mining endeavor. in South Africa. And as we landed, and it was a red eye, so I left at night from Lagos to Cape Town. We arrived at 6 in the morning, and as we arrived, we went to the immigration, attended my passport. The immigration officer looked at it, and he was like, "Why is your visa?" And I said, "My visa is there." Unknown to me, my visa had expired the day before. And what happened? Unfortunately, our crew did not check the visas to ensure that the visas were valid. We were there for 4 hours, but at the end of the day, I had to turn back. I was turned back to Lagos. But the issue is, while we were waiting, to see whether we'd be able to get access into the country without a visa, there were like 3 international flights from Europe. All the 3 flights were mostly Europeans. I was standing there by the immigration desk, and each and every passenger on those 3 flights went into Cape Town without any visa at all. I do not have a problem with the fact that I was there without a visa and I was returned. I took full responsibility of that. I had an issue being an African in Africa, being turned away because I do not have a visa, and foreigners from other continents were coming in and were allowed to enter without a visa.
All right, Rufai, the irony is stunning. Africa's second richest man, a billionaire who's invested billions across the continent, creating thousands of jobs, gets turned away for a visa that expired by 1 day. But Europeans walk right through, visa-free. Rabiu is diplomatically calling out what many Africans already know. The African Union talks about integration and free movement, but when it comes to actual implementation, we're still treating each other like outsiders while rolling out the red carpet for everyone else.
All of this is
Yes.
based on